Hello there. Today I am here to inform you about the band known as Trocadero. In 1998, Nico, Audie, Roland, and a friend from college decided to start playing music. The duo then found a girl that wanted to perform with them. Later, in 1998, the three decided to play some music at a bar in Boston, Massachusetts. Nico and his friends performed that night with a guitar and drums, as well as a keyboard that had been purchased from a small music shop in New Hampshire. By 1999, the group, who by this point were calling themselves Trocadero, were performing music a couple of times per month. A few months later, Trocadero traveled abroad and played music at various locations along some French islands where Nico had grown up. After this series of performances, Trocadero went quiet for a few years for an unknown reason. Nico is known to be a fan of video games, and in the early 2000s, he got together with some other gamers and crafted some music for one of Bungie's earlier projects. By the way, Bungie is responsible for the first 5 Halo games. Then, in 2003, the most crucial moment in Trocadero's history happened.
Hey, yeah? You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
In April of 2003, a group of friends decided to get together and make a show using Halo Combat Evolved. They called this show Red vs. Blue. Nico was recommended the show by a friend in May of 2003, and Nico instantly fell in love with it. Nico did notice one problem with the show. It had no music. Nico decided to record a few tracks and then emailed them to the Red vs. Blue website. Bernie Burns, the writer for Red vs. Blue Seasons 1 through 10, liked Nico's music so much that he worked out a deal with Nico. Nico then called up the other members of Trocadero, and they recorded Red vs. Blue's main theme song, Blood Gulch Blues. This was the beginning of Trocadero and Red vs. Blue. Shortly after, Trocadero released its first album titled Roses Are Red, Violets Are Blue. A few years later, and Trocadero's second album, Ghosts That Linger, was released. After that, Nico moved out to the West Coast and worked with some other talented people in the music industry to make the band's third album, Flying by Wire. Roses are red and violets are blue. Since then, Trocadero has continued to make music for every season of Red vs. Blue, except for last year's season 18.
From the heart, it's leaking from my soul. Yeah, these speakers about to blow, about to rock up on the globe. Put the fire in my soul and just tell me where to go. I'm running for the mark, running for the gold. I'm speaking from the heart, it's leaking from my soul. Yeah, these speakers about to blow, about to rock up on the globe. Put the fire in my soul and just tell me where to go.
And has even had music featured in certain versions of Halo 2 and Halo 3. Have you ever heard of the band Trocadero?
Hi, I'm John. I haven't heard of Trocadero.
No, I haven't actually heard of the name directly mentioned to me before.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Have you ever watched the show Red vs. Blue?
Yes, I have watched Red vs. Blue.
Yes, I have actually. All the first 17 seasons, plus the first episode of season 18.
Yes, I have. I watch it all the time with my friends.
What is your opinion on the music in Red vs. Blue?
And I do like the music in Red vs. Blue.
I think that most of their songs are pretty epic. I actually learned how to play some parts of some songs on the piano.
The music is pretty good. There's some good fight scenes and stuff, fast-paced music.
Are there any scenes that you remember partly because of the music?
Musical thing that made a scene more memorable would probably have to be like any scene with the meta in it, because I really like the music for the meta. It's like nice and ominous. It kind of fits them pretty well.
Kaboom! Toss that grenade! That was the worst throw ever. Of all time.
Not my fault. Someone put a wall in my way.
I remember Texas theme song from the highway chase scene.
Look out!
Here they come!
Behind us!
Main protects the briefcase. Main, sniper! Gotcha!
And from Tex versus the Red Team.
Sheila, we have to help them.
Help who?
The Reds! Tex is attacking them. We have to stop her.
Stop Agent Texas? Oh no, absolutely not. We should never interfere with an ongoing battlefield simulation test. Our job is to observe and document.
But she'll kill them.
Oh, that would be wonderful. What a successful test.
We need to keep moving, men. Come on, double time. Hell, I'd settle for single time.
Maybe we should just fight. I'm afraid she's gonna start picking us off one by one.
Oh.
I also know Ice Fight from when Tex fought the Meta and Wash.
Is that a mountain?
And the Warthog song, When Red Team Rides Their Puma.
Okay, I'll take the ones on the right, you take the ones on the left.
There's twice as many on the left.
I know, I can count. Just keep backing them up. Why? What are we waiting? Wait a second. What the hell is that music?
Ah, that's what I call riding shotgun. Blammo! Ha ha!
Yes, I remember the fight scene with Tex. The music is like kind of fighty, but it's kind of funny too. Just makes sense to have it there.
Well, you can relax. Internals didn't ask about you. It was something else. Lots of questions about the insurrection and transmissions coming out of our... Oh, sorry, sir. Hey, what's going on? Soldier, where is everybody running?
New agent, he's squaring off against Maine, Wyoming, and York on the training room floor. We're going to watch. Hey guys, wait up.
3-on-1? I gotta see this.
3,
Yeah, right behind
2,
you.
1. Round begins.
Wow, he sure doesn't move like he's a recruit.
Why do you assume it's a guy? She's a girl.
Oh, I didn't really mean that he... I mean it... I mean her.
Right.
Sorry.
Just shut up. Both of you, can it?
Sounds like someone might be a little concerned about their position.
Hey, South, pay attention. You might actually learn something if you stop running your mouth for a minute.
Round 1 over. Pugil sticks training complete. Point awarded to Texas. Beginning hand-to-hand combat. Round 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round begin.
Okay, guys, this one should be easy. So let's just play it by the book. Maine, how about you flank left and... Or you could just charge in and get immobilized first. Okay, Wyoming, let's stick together and... What's the story? Am I the only one on this team that knows how to talk?
I don't think talking's your problem.
Oh, no.
Wow, okay, that was pretty impressive.
Would you recommend Trocadero's music to someone, even if they have not watched Red vs. Blue?
Yeah, I probably would recommend the music even if have you watched it, because it's like pretty cool sounding even.
From what I heard of their music, I would recommend it, even though almost everything I've heard doesn't really have any lyrics in them.
Yes, I would. It's very good music.
Despite all this, Trocadero is barely known outside of the Red vs. Blue community.
Do the chupa. Do